Greetings, badasses. How is it going? Can you hear it? Can you hear it? Next time I say I'm a little froggy, I'm sick. Actually, I'm blaming this on the beard. How's it going? That might happen today. I'm going to give it a shot. We're going to go slow. So this is probably going to be on the lower energy side, just FYI. I think I'm officially, well, the beard thinks he's officially 14 days from infection, but I don't think it happened that fast. Whatever it is, people, you don't want it. It is a lingering douchebag of a virus. I'm looking for a playlist. I am on Morning Groove E. On the effin yoga profile on Spotify. Oh yeah. This is gonna be fun. Ain't no shame in doing and taking care of the shit you need to take care of, which might be blowing your nose. Hi, my name is Julia. This is the fucking yoga company. Yoga for the rest of us, all of the benefits, none of the bullshit. Honestly, I think if my voice sounded like this all of the time, I don't really know what my voice sounds like in my head, in my ear. This is the I don't know what you call it, tone that I'd like to have. Anyway, we're going to start. Gosh, excuse me, comfortable seated position, whatever that looks like. Staff pose, legs extended. If you're feeling tightness in the back of those hamstrings or in the low back, tuck a pillow or bolster, blanket, whatever, under the back of your knees. One leg out, one leg in. We've got this. Modified Z-sit. This might be good for you. You control the strength of this position depending on the angle of the leg. So the closer in your leg is, the less stretch you're going to be feeling in the adductors. If you're sitting here and your knee is very high, I want you to tuck a pillow, a blanket, or a bolster underneath your leg. I should have brought, wow, that's good. I should have grabbed a throat lozenge because I think I'm going to lose my voice. Or you can join me in pleasant seated pose. This is not crisscross applesauce. This is not fucking lotus pose. Both of my legs are on the mat in parallel, and they are that's all I've got. If your knees are really high and you feel like you're leaning back and you're starting to feel that anxiety in your hip flexors, grab a couple of pillows, a couple of bolsters, whatever, a couple of hand towels, roll them up, tuck them under your legs so that you can relax your legs into this position. Pulling our attention and awareness from the external to the internal, taking a scan of your body, checking in, state and quality of the physical form. How are you feeling? I hope you're recovering. If you've been sick, I hope you're recovering. I hope it's first thing in the morning. I hope there's not a lot in your brain. I mean, for me, it's first thing in the morning. I honestly don't have a lot going on up there, which is a perfectly great place to start the day, if whatever you've got going on in your brain, let's slide that off to the side and create a nice, clear, open field of thought for the practice. And we want to hold that silence. And each time, right, it's never going to stay that way. So each time something creeps into your attention or something new pops its head out of its hole, slide it off to the side. Just give yourself that moment and come back to the breath and back to the mat. And then we're going to move that attention and awareness into the state and quality of our breath. And in yoga, it is traditional to breathe into and out of your nose. If you are struggling with that, I would like you just to breathe. I'm clearly struggling on all fronts, so I'm going to figure it out as best I can. And I'd like you to notice how your body's moving, how your lungs feel. This is the first day mine have not felt on fire, so that's great. And then let's invite that breath to get a little bit deeper and a little bit, matching the length of inhale to the length of exhale. Now, this is first thing in the morning. I'm certainly not going to be breathing my strongest. And you don't need to be breathing at that vinyasa level, right? just a little bit longer. We want to start the process of waking up. Wherever you are in the length and balance of that breath. Exhale all of the air out of the lungs, sweeping arms up to the ceiling. Nice, lovely reach. Exhaling, letting it go. Man, I'll tell you what. I've been doing a lot of resting. And every time I try to do something, my body says, nope, we got to go back to rest. Let's go ahead and lateral extension. So this feels amazing. Inhaling up. Let's come on up and head for our first forward fold. Tracing fingertips down, tucking the chin. We're bowing, and we're going to rest body weight on our forearms. I'm actually going to take the block and tuck the chin, wiggle the toes, relax the feet, unclench the teeth. You can rest your forearms on your knees, your calves, your ankles, the block, the floor. Pay attention to the body, though. It's first thing in the morning. You don't have to be going full speed. Slowly unwind, walking the hands toward the body, stretching up to the ceiling. Let's take the hands down to the hips, resting them behind you, and bow the chin forward. Ooh, I'm going to hold here for 4 deep, balanced breaths. Do your best to unclench the teeth and keep the face relaxed. 2 more. And now I'm going to tilt the head in one direction. I'm keeping my chin tucked. And then slowly move the head toward the other shoulder. Let's do that in one more repetition in both directions. Now I've lifted my chin a little. I'm working through the strap muscles in the neck. I think they're the strap muscles. Anyway, working through this tension and tightness, right? Especially when you've been coughing or, taking it easy. That's the hardest thing. And I will tell you, I have definitely been struggling with that. Bow the chin forward. Let's slowly unstack the cervical spine. Bring the arms back around the front of the body. Let's sweep the arms up. I'm going to take the hands to the back of the head. I'm just touching the fingertips together. I'm going to reach those elbows back. And then as I exhale, I'm going to round the back and wrap the elbows around my face and C-curve it. Oh, I got a muscle spasm from coughing. Now I can feel that on the right side. Right there. That's the hardest thing about, I think, any, I don't want to say just illness, but illness is definitely the trigger, right? Inhaling up. Let's go ahead and take our forward fold. And I am privileged to have the space in the room to rest completely when I need it. I remember when I was a teacher, when I was an air traffic controller, you'd have to go in sick because, you'd have a limited number of sick leave opportunities. And I didn't know I had asthma then. Unwind it. Nice big inhale. I had mild asthma. Taking those hands back. Oh, and I'm just going to hang here for 4 breaths. I'm exaggerating the squeeze of the elbows behind me. And so it was no wonder now looking back that I would always get bronchitis or always get walking pneumonia, tilt the ear over. And then add, 3 small children to the mix. Bow the chin forward. So anyway, right now in my life, I am fortunate to have the room and the space to rest and really, honor, I guess, being sick. And that was a very long way of saying it's really hard to do that because you feel unproductive. You feel like a failure. You feel, like you're not doing what you need to be doing. Bow the chin forward, trace the fingertips around the front of the body, and stack cervical spine. Let's move to hands and knees. I'm going to pad my knees with a blanket, and I'm using this block to keep my ankles in parallel. Excuse me. So I feel ya if you're one of those people who has to figure it out. Even as a teacher, it was easier to go to work sick than it was to have a sub. Oh gosh. Let's go to hands and knees. This is tabletop, but I don't want your wrists at 90 degrees. Move them a full palm's length out from underneath your shoulders. Inhaling to center and exhaling. Tuck the chin, take the forearms down, little tuck of the tailbone, and draw back into the fold. Ooh, I'm going to move slow. Oh, so stiff. Inhaling forward. Inhaling forward. Let's what the fuck lean. Excuse me. And yes, I am holding that lean a little longer. Angry cat tuck. Inhale into flat back and Chakravarkasana back. Tuck the chin, take the forearms down, little tuck of the tailbone. Reach back for the fold. I'm going to move my elbows open a little wider. I want to rock and roll the wrists. Make a fist. Spread out the hands, the fingers. Inhaling forward. What the fuck, lean? Angry cat tuck. Flat back, tuck the toes, and we're just holding here. There's no lean. I also learned that I've been wearing the wrong size shoe. FYI. Go to an orthopedic podiatrist. They can tell you lots of interesting things that you didn't know. Flatten the toes, Chakravarkasana bow. Tuck the chin, take the forearms down, little scoop of the belly. Draw back into the fold. I'm opening up those elbows, wiggling the fingers. Make a fist, spread them nice and wide. Rotate the wrists. Give me some big thumb circles. Inhaling forward. What the fuck, lean? And the other side. Angry cat tuck. Little tilt in this roundness in the low back. Little tilt of the hips. Flat back, tuck the toes, and just take that. It's just a little stretch. Roll down to the forearms and roll into the balls of the feet. Lengthen the feet towards the ceiling and then press back. Keep those knees soft. Bringing the knees down. Come up to the hands. Chakravarkasana bow. Tuck the chin. Take the forearms down. Little scoop of the belly. Draw back. Widen those elbows a little bit more. Follow with the hands. Roll the wrists. Make fist. Inside. Put the thumb inside the fingers. Squeeze the thumb outside of the fingers. Inhaling forward. What the fuck, lean. Angry cat tuck. Little tilt of the hips. Little tilt of the hips. Tuck the toes. We're just hanging here. Little stretch. Lowering to the forearms, rolling into the balls of the feet. Soft in the knees. Now I'm pressing up. I'm pressing the forearms into the mat to get my chest and head as far off the mat as possible. Now, you might have a shorter humerus, which is the bone, I think, that goes from your shoulder to your elbow. You know, I'm recovering from a cold, and it's first thing in the morning. I haven't had any coffee. But I want to be hollowed up here. A little more energy in that chest. And I'm just walking the heels. Bring the knees down. Take the bow. Let's come up to stand on the knees. Now we're adding an extra lateral extension here. This is Vajrasana. Oh. Inhaling up. I'm really keeping my hips anchored with the core. I like this lateral lean. It gives you some good information because it's more fixed than standing on your feet when we do this standing. You know, your knees and your hips are more easily stabilized here, So you can really feel what the position works, how the position works for you here. Let's go ahead and take our double arm sweep into child's pose. So bow. We're controlling that bow with our core. I'm going to tuck my head down. My booty pivots up because I have a belly. And thunder thighs. And exhaling. Someone just told me I looked so young. And I said, I had hardly any wrinkles. What are you using? And I said, chocolate cake. No, I said, I'm carrying my extra 10 pounds because if I lose it, bring those arms back. And then let's come into Chakravarkasana bow. I'm going to get all wrinkled. Inhaling. Exhale. Tuck the chin. Take the forearms down. A little scoop of the belly. And open up those elbows. Wiggle the fingers. Inhaling forward. Oh, what the fuck, lean. Angry cat tuck. Rock the hips. Rock the hips. Flat back, tuck the toes. Now I am going to take a little press back. I want to increase this stretch. Lower to the forearms, rock right into the balls of the feet. I'm going to press into the left side and hook my right foot over the back of that ankle, or around the back of that ankle, yes. Stretch the foot up to the ceiling. Press the heel down toward the floor. Now notice my heel is really high off the floor here. It's because I'm keeping the soft bend in my knee. I'm going to plant the right foot and hook the left foot around the back. Big calf stretch, big calf stretch. Reach up to the ceiling with the heel and press down. I'm going to bring the knees down, coming into child's pose. Let's stand on the knees for Vajrasana. Roll through the spine. Inhaling up, lateral extension. Held that for just a little bit longer. Coming on up, let's take our double arm sweep. We're going to do 3 rounds here. Now this time I'm going to keep my hips back. Look, I'm pivoting back towards the heels. Keep my head is very high off the mat there. I'm just moving through the back. Different places to stretch. Coming on up. I'm going to give a little cactus squeeze here. Coming right on forward, and we're going to head to cobra. So I'm going to come down to the belly. I need this blanket. Because I want my head to be in alignment with the back of my spine. Haha, there it is. Now I'm making a little rocking and rolling. I want to get my legs long. I'm still holding this block between my feet. I don't necessarily need it in Cobra, but tucking my elbows next to the body. Inhaling, I'm just lifting the upper body, shrugging the shoulders, and coming down. Holy Toledo. Inhaling up. I'm feeling that all the way down to my knee. Inhaling up. Now you might be here. This is all about core strength and back strength and the relationship between the two. This is a rectus abdominis, QL latissimus dorsi relationship. Oh, something just popped. Oof. And one more time. Now notice I'm also just keeping my chin in neutral position. So what I mean by neutral is I'm not leading with the back of my head. I'm looking at the floor and my head is just traveling with my body. All right. I'm walking my knees forward a little bit, move my hands back, peeling myself off the mat. And then let's Chakravarkasana bow. Tuck the chin, take the forearms down, scoop the belly, and draw back into the fold. Little rock side to side. Open up those elbows. Wiggle the fingers. Roll the wrists. Inhaling forward. What the fuck, lean. Now I'm adding a little rock forward and back. Excuse me. To that. What the fuck, lean. Because I'm working through the hips. Flat back. Angry cat tuck. Sorry. Now I'm exaggerating the roundness of the low back and leaning towards the heels a little bit. Tuck the toes. I want you to spread them as far apart as you can and then work through the rotation of the ankle. So I tend to roll out. I want you to keep them parallel. Coming down to the forearms, roll into the feet. Really keep the knees soft, but I want you to work through calf stretch. I'm going to concentrate on my new goal is to try to increase the dorsal flexion in the shattered ankle. It's not as good as I thought it was. I also learned that. But part of it is mechanical. Bring the knees down. Take it into child's pose. Roll on up. Stretch to the ceiling. Lateral extension. Inhaling up. And exhaling. Inhaling up. Taking our double arm sweep. Now I want you to be in the position that's going to work for you. And then we're coming forward to our cobra. Moving my legs long. Rocking my hips side to side. We're going to add a head turn. So I'm lengthening up through the upper body. Exhaling, taking the head turn. Inhaling up. And turning to the other direction. Ooh. Starting to feel my transverse abdominis. Oh, yeah, you have my intercostals. Man, coughing. It's brutal. Coming on up to center. I'm going to take my left hand and just rest it by my side, palm up. I'm going to round my right arm out into what like half a wine glass, right? Inhaling up. Just lengthen the body and the arm and come on down. Now, the goal is to keep the lower body relaxed. So try to keep the glutes from clenching. Try to stop. from pushing into the mat with the quads. And now we're going to switch. So slowly, carefully roll that left arm out. Tuck the right arm back. Here we go. Inhaling up. Bring the hands underneath the shoulders. We're going to peel the body up, adjust your position, and take your bow. Excuse me. Coming forward to two child's pose, or not child's pose. Hands and knees. Take a big lean, rock a little forward. And switch. Angry cat tuck. Little rock side to side. Flat back. Tuck the toes. We're just holding here, taking that stretch. Adjust the ankles so they're not rolling out or in. I'm going to lean back, add some pressure to that. Take the forearms down, rock into the feet. I'm going to lift my right leg up. I'm just exaggerating this stretch. I'm really adding some power there. Whew. Tucking that foot down and lifting the left. Rock and roll that ankle. Bringing the feet down, tucking the feet flat. Take our bow. Rolling up. Whew. Lateral extension. Lateral extension. Double arm sweep. Inhaling up. Give me that cactus squeeze. Coming on down for our cobra. I'm tucking my left hand to the hip. Now you could add the block or a pillow. Right arm extends, and I'm just lifting and releasing. Unwinding and wrapping that arm out. Taking my right arm back for the tuck. Inhaling. Oh! Unwinding that, taking the hands below the shoulders, peeling it off. I'm tucking this block out because I'm going to tuck my toes, widen the knees, drop back into my hips. So this is a modified frog. unclench the teeth. I started to make a face. I'm going to relax the jaw and the tongue. I'm coming down to the forearms. You don't have to. This is definitely a notch up in the strength factor. That's how my former yoga teacher used to say, ooh, this is a strong stretch. And yes, I'm holding this a little longer than is comfortable. All right, coming on up. Bringing a knee in. Bringing a knee in. Woo! All right, we're going to move into some modified Z-sit. So I'm going to go Z-sit. You don't have to. If this is too much torque on this knee, and notice I have kept my cushion underneath. Got to put on my layer. I'm cold. I have put my knee on this blanket, mostly because I don't want to push the, press the inside of my knee into the mat. Floor. Excuse me. Again, if that's too much, just extend that leg. And you're going to get that in the adductor. Okay. It's just a little different positioning of the body. Turning my belly button as best I can toward this knee. And I'm going to come out for my fold. So sort of I don't know what I want to call this. Sort of pigeon, sort of Z, sort of mermaid. Midgeon. Walking the hands back. Now I'm reaching behind myself and coming up lateral. Now look, I'm not overextending or taking that bicep to my head. I'm reaching back with the body. Whew. All right, very carefully we're transitioning. So, I'm going to switch sides. Give me a break. I haven't been on the mat for 2 weeks. I tried this last week on Monday. I think it was Monday. Didn't happen. Ugh. All right, walking my hands up. I'm reaching out toward the back of my body. I'm reaching up. All right, unwinding. Oof. Excuse me. Mucinex is in my future. All right, I'm going to sit in staff position because I want to take a little forward fold out of this, and then we're moving to our backs. Actually, I'm going to stay sitting up. Sorry. the idea of laying down on my back with the sinus pressure doesn't sound good to me. So you can lay down on your back. And if you're on your back, go ahead and bring your knees up, give them a squeeze. Take a little rock side to side, and then go ahead and press the soles of your feet together. If you're joining me in seated, I've got my arms wrapped around the back of my legs, and I'm hanging into this roundness in the low back. All right, let's press the soles of the feet together regardless. If you're on your back, just let those knees relax toward the floor. If you're joining me in seated, we're just right. This is not Baddha Konasana. I guess it's Baddha Konasana when we're seated because your legs are fixed. Interesting. All right. Bring those knees up gently. Give yourself another squeeze. If you're joining me, I'm going to take another forward folding staff pose. Using my hands to add a little plantar fascial stretch, little calf stretch. Oh, feeling that all the way up my back. Oh, maybe I can't. I was going to say, I really need to get on the tennis balls, but I can't lay down. All right. I would like you to get comfortable body temperature wise. Add a layer, put on your socks, grab a blanket. If you're going to take any relaxation on your back, full relaxation, right? Shavasana, legs extended, arms at your sides, palms up. You could tuck a bolster or a blanket behind the knees. You could put your feet on the floor, knees to the ceiling. If you have chosen fully of your free will and you have full access to reproductive care and rights, lay on your side. I can't remember which one. I really need to research that one. I think it's your left side. Grab a couple of pillows, grab your body bolster, a blanket, support your head, and be, bolster a pillow between your knees, arm around there, support your head with a pillow or a blanket. If you're joining me in seated position, I'm going to be sitting on the edge of a blanket. I think I'm going to wide angle it today. We're pulling our attention and awareness back internally to the space in our forehead. I want you to notice all of those tiny little muscles and nerve endings around the eyes and the cheeks and the jaw. Unclench the teeth, let the tongue drop away from the roof of the mouth. Give me a little shake of the head, little rock of the shoulders, wiggle the arms, wiggle the fingers, roll the wrists, and then let the upper body rest toward the floor. Notice the length of spine from the base of the neck down between the shoulder blades and the ribs into the hips. Feel the torso go heavy. Give me a little shake of the legs, a little wiggle of the toes. Roll the ankles, and then let the legs relax. Release energy toward the mat. Pulling that attention and awareness into the space and quality of your thinking. There might be some things sneaking in there. Maybe some things you didn't even know were trying to grab your attention. Let's slide them off to the side and hold that silence for a little while longer. And we're going to anchor that silence into the breath and just follow the inhale and exhale. Let's pull some deeper breaths into the lungs, releasing the focus on the breath and spreading it out into the body. Wiggle your fingers, roll the wrists, stretch those arms out to the side. Oh, and take a big yawning. Getting out of bed. Oh, stretch. If you're on your back, go ahead and take a knee up. If you're sitting with me, I'm just going to link my arms around the back of my legs again. Bring the other knee up and then make a ball. Give them a squeeze. Take a little rock to one side and to the other. Until you're ready to rock completely over to one side, and then work your upper body off the mat. First, come back into comfortable seated position, whatever that looks like. Might change. I'm going to go get my thumper hypervolt right here. Pulling that attention and awareness into the state and quality of your thinking, checking in with, no, let's check in with the body first. That's what I want to do. How do you feel? Let me say one thing. This has been a struggle for me, but I fucking love yoga. I'm gonna feel so much better. Pulling that attention and awareness now into the state and quality of your breathing. How's that going for you? I'm struggling a little bit. That's all right. It's still working for me. You know how I know? Because I'm alive. And then move that attention and awareness into the state and quality of your thinking. And now you can run through your to-dos. Just pick the most important for today. They're not all important. Don't give me that bullshit. Pick like 3. Just start with 3, right? What are the 3 things that are your big priority today? And then, if you tackle 3, grab 3 more, right? Just work your way through that. Because if your list is anything like mine, it's probably 1,000 things long, right? And I just added more. So I want you to be mindful and give yourself set yourself up for success. We're going to blink our eyes open, releasing practice. I'm going to take a nice big stretch out. Honoring your body for doing what you asked it to do today and all the hard work it does to get you from one end of the week to the other. And remember, it's doing it the best it can, right? Especially when we're run down and we're sick and we're stressed. I do think that's why I got sick, is because I was feeling such an existential emotional drain. So, also wash your hands, wear your masks. There's another wave of stuff coming, and unfortunately, we're not going to get a whole lot of information about it. So I want you to really be mindful of your health. Hey, my name is Julia. This is the fucking yoga company, Yoga for the Rest of Us. Listen, one step at a time, right? One step at a time. Do what you can. Do what you have control over. And take those little steps until you feel, like you're better and can move forward. Ciao.